Oh yeah, baby dolls. Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. We have a 64,000 American dollar Bitcoin. We're watching the 4-hour chart here. See, we've done this little testing of the base, and now hopefully we're going to continue with this like Elliott wave thing I've seen. Blockchain backer draw friends. They basically had like some sort of A, B, C, D thing, and they go, oh, maybe you're going to do this, come back down. But then by May, where it should be going up. Look, I'm not an Elliott wave expert, friends, but Elliott wave, it's one of those like schizo ones where 99.9% of Elliott wave users are absolutely trash, but the 0.1% of Elliott wave users, they are gods. They are like able to see magical things, and when they're on, like they're really on, but when they're off, they're like, oh yeah, how'd that happen? You know, so it's kind of funny. That's why I love watching all these different perspectives of how people trade here and there, and we've got so much things to go through today. We've also seen an Ethereum price of around 3,100, but friends, all you got to look at is the ETH BTC of 0.049. I'll be honest, friends, the first thing I check every single day is just that ETH BTC price. I don't actually look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum price. I just want to see the ratio. That's the most important part, because the ratio just tells us about the sentiment, and the sentiment will give us an indication as to what might be coming around the corner. Now, friends, I've seen a lot of these signals out here. This is the Bitcoin dominance. A lot of people still think this Bitcoin dominance, which is obviously bearish for altcoins, will just keep accelerating up. But I just got a feeling it's going to turn around now. Why? Bitcoin halvening. It's now pretty much done. By the time you watch this video, I mean, like, there's an hour left. So it's the same thing. Hey, congratulations, Bitcoin halvening. Okay, no more narrative now. That's it. You've had the Bitcoin ETF. You had the Bitcoin halvening. Okay, now what? Now you actually just got supply narratives, which is, Mt. Gox still have 140,000 Bitcoin. And you know what? A lot of people will say, friends, they'll say, no, it's okay, because Grayscale have been dumping 350,000 Bitcoin over time. And yeah, it's true. But it's just that, friends, these things, that means when Mt. Gox sells, it means it doesn't go down forever. But I'm just telling you, a lot of this stuff, when you start to get complacent and it makes no sense for these things to move, they usually move, okay? I'm just telling you. You might find, for example, if we were in a bear market mode, if like a very tiny country adopted Bitcoin as a currency, like even smaller than El Salvador, like really, really, really tiny, market might just start going up. They're like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then at the very, very tops, a bigger country, right, maybe like 5 African nations or something, adopt Bitcoin. That might be one of the topping signals, okay? So all that matters is where you are in the cycle. Are you early or are you late? That's pretty much all that matters. Buying low, selling high, okay? And these news that come during these events, they aren't the fundamentals themselves. They're merely just a reflection and a catalyst of them. So the ETH BTC chart, friends, I want to show you this as well, okay? If you look at the one of indicators, friends, the RSI. Now, I don't trade off the RSI much, but it's just interesting. The monthly RSI, okay, for ETH BTC is the lowest in history. That's right, it's history since the beginning of time. ETH BTC. And I'm going to show you the chart right here now. It's a bit blurry, friends. You can't see because it's in a very, very light red here, but pretty much I have the arrows here. This was ETH BTC back at the end of 2019. By the way, your friend saw me here. I literally went nearly all in on Ethereum here because I just believed in the vision and I just figured everything out, right? Figured everything out. I just saw low prices. I was like, guess what? I don't think this thing should be low. It's kind of funny. That started the whole journey of me into altcoin, friends. Because remember, I was in Bitcoin. I didn't know about, and I had no opinion back then. Still don't have an opinion, really. I was just like, well, all I know about is Bitcoin. I did not know about YouTube or Twitter, where to find information. I had no idea whatsoever. I was just day trading Bitcoin all the time. And pretty much everything outside of Bitcoin, I saw its price action. For that whole year I was trading, I was like, oh man, everything goes to zero. Everything just keeps going down, down, down. I knew altcoins would eventually go up because I did all the research, but I just didn't know which ones. Okay, so that's what all started. Now it's funny, ETH BTC is actually lower. It's down to a 39 reading here of the monthly RSI. So many people think it's the end for Ethereum, but man, friends, just sometimes out here, let's play some nice gentle angel music because I'm about to show you something. Max Keiser, God's fingerprints are all over Bitcoin. Now, shout out to Max Keiser. He's one of the greatest cult leaders, especially in Bitcoin maxi land. Don't know if you guys know, friends, Max Keiser bought like over 100,000 Bitcoin pretty much at like $1. And he was like calling at $1. He was saying it's going to 100K. This was back, but oh man, this is so long ago. I'd never heard of him back at the time. Very interesting, right? And then obviously he took a lot of heat because he eventually released Max coins. Friends, this is the funny part. Max released Max coin, and then it went to zero, and then it just came back, turned back to a big Bitcoin maxi. So pretty much what happened, friends, in 2017, we crossed the chasm. It was the biggest alt season of all time. Every altcoin went up. It doesn't matter where you win. Now you see, friends, yes, there's things that go up heaps, but the issue is they're in sectors. You got to put in more work, more effort. Okay, but back then it was literally the last alt season where literally everything went up, and it was even Max Coin. Now here's the thing. He supplies the market with a Max Coin because probably he sucked into it, man. Like, it goes, everyone's launching a coin, but it was too ahead of its time. We didn't have the proper tech back then. There were no DEXs, there were no proper stablecoins. There was none of these, all these fleshed out stuff. We still don't even have them all fleshed out today. Maybe in 5 to 10 years, we'll have more economic reasonings and things you can tie your money to. So for example, friends, like just to show you, okay, yes, this is probably a top signal for Bitcoin dominance, what I just showed you, and I was waiting for a top signal. However, just to give you an idea, in the future, Elon could tie Twitter, your revenue, to your account. So I can say, for example, have my Twitter account, you could buy a share of my account, and what happens is whatever revenue Twitter makes from my posts, it will automatically distribute to the token holders, pretty much automatically. I don't even do anything. It's just you're basically betting on me to literally just continue having a beating heart and continue putting in work, and I have no obligations. So if you think someone's going to get popular on their account, you can like buy it up and front run the rest of the market. You're like, oh man, I think this kid's got a lot of effort, because I know, friends, it wouldn't be a great idea. Yeah, that's the winning idea, because a lot of you message me at the beginning of the start. They go, I know you're going to have 100K followers one day. I was back like, 500 or 1,000 or 2,000. They go, I know you're going to be big. I know you're going to be, people just telling me that. And they're like, please. So I was like, man, look, I don't have any coin, and people begging me all the time, please make a coin, please make a coin. I'm like, man, I don't supply the market with coins. I'm for the people, by the people, friends. So I am just not me. I don't do that, okay? Because I know the game, okay? And I'm in the trenches here with you. I'll find coins with you, and we find these communities, and we're like, hey, this thing has potential to reach a wider audience, okay? We can do stuff like that and bootstrap it. But I just don't do that, okay? I'll never do that. Because, friends, at the end of the day, it's like, you just can't, man. You can't. You just know the game. There's cycles after everything we've seen. But in the future, friends, these cycles kind of get dissipated a bit. Because, well, not really, but you get a bigger advantage, because imagine you could tie crypto, a token or some sort of NFT token share, to someone who was immune from the crypto bear market, and their popularity was immune. For example, friends, just give you an example. Let's say someone who's really popular, like Post Malone, for example. When there's a crypto bear market, the guy can still release an album and he can still do stuff, and his popularity can still be there. So if you own the token NFT, which gets revenue from Post Malone's advertisements and stuff that Twitter or other public platforms use, guess what? You basically hedge yourself against a bear market, and this is not unheard of in the real world. What's a bear market hedge, friends? Cigarette companies, people just keep smoking cigarettes I think in recessions. Also, you have food, obviously supermarkets. People stop eating at restaurants more, they go to foods. So you see these things are a bit sticky, and utility companies and stuff, they're bear market hedges, but they're not good for bull markets. You have to see, but yeah, I hope this is all kind of fleshing out. That's why crypto really is the future. We are getting there, even though right now we're just throwing around in memes and stuff. Hey, who's going to stick and who's going to be around long enough? I want to show you a nice, cute bottom signal as well from Uncle Peter Schiff. So I've been calling him Uncle Peter Schiff. I was literally the first person in my friend. Type in Uncle Peter Schiff into Twitteroonies, okay? No one else was doing it by me. He says, my nephew, Anthony Pompliano, just told CNBC that hardcore Bitcoiners are already fully invested, and that any new money coming into Bitcoin will have to come from Wall Street. But I think Wall Street is about to start selling. That's a recipe for a Bitcoin crash. Buckle up, hodlers. And it was literally at the Pico bottom. So shout out to Uncle Peter Schiff, friends. Uncle Peter Schiff, friends, he's like the lovable grandpa. He's always like, oh, kids, he's like, that skateboard's really dangerous. You better not go out in the rain. He's that grandpa, okay? But at the end of the day, at the start, friends, crypto was like a Ponzi scheme, and he was basically wishing everybody death. Pretty much. It was like basically poking the bears when everything's down, okay? And so it's recovered so strong for so long that no one takes him seriously anymore. That just shows you how late you are to Bitcoin, okay? The time to be in Bitcoin was when people hated Uncle Peter Schiff. They literally hated him. They wanted him dead, because when Bitcoin was down 80%, they said it's going to go down. It's going to zero. It's got no value. That's when you wanted to get in. Now, when he says it, you laugh. It's not the time to get in now, okay? Not financial advice. I'm literally a dude on the internet wearing a helicopter hat, okay? Just to show you where they are. Now, here's the funny part, right? If Uncle Peter Schiff came out and said, HEX is a Ponzi scheme, it's never going to go up. Think about it. You know what I mean? Now, funny, you watch my channel, you'd laugh at that. But everyone else out there would be like, you know what? Uncle Peter's right this time. Okay, so Don't forget that. Don't forget the time as well when Uncle Peter, he debated Richard Hart. It was also funny. Uncle Peter was the best forecaster of all time for once of his life after the GFC. He basically said to Richard, in his debate, he first was calling HEX a security. Okay, and then Richard said, no, it's not a security. I think you were talking about that. And then Richard said, oh, it doesn't matter because the SEC will do a class action lawsuit and pretty much come and sue you for the investors' money and stuff. They'll come sue you, say you're misappropriating stuff. He basically alluded to that. And Richard was like, he looks up, he goes, okay, and then just moved on to the next topic. He said it in, I think, January or Feb of 2022. So Uncle Peter, he got it right. He actually got it right. So here's the thing though. That's in the past now. Prices went down. Now we're looking for the future. That's all you can really control. So there has been enormous strength when I posted this. This is the pHEX to pulse ratio. This should show you because we're like, whoa, this thing's going up. Yeah, this is just a ratio of things moving around, friends. Remember, pHEX's liquidity is thinner. But this is, friends, this is the thing. Yes, it's good. It's nice. Okay, and I'll show you the full chart as well. And this is the pHEX chart right now. So friends, yes, if you squint your eyes in, this is the actual candle that everybody is going nuts for. I mean, look, that's why, friends, if you ever look into the zoom in, this is pretty much what's been happening. But what we'll do is we actually want to look at the ratio, okay? So I'll put it on a daily chart or weekly, and we'll put it on the PLS ratio, which is most important. Then we can actually see what's happened. It's funny. See, friends, when I took the screenshot, this thing was filled, and now it's already down 13%. So you can pretty much see just what's happening. Look, now, most likely, this is just me guessing, okay? Just me guessing, okay? Most likely, all right, at some point, see how we've done this nice move? If it can hold up here, if it can just hold, we might be doing the inverse of this part. You see how we did this triple M? Well, maybe we do like a triple W. Maybe it even comes back down and it scares everyone later on. You know, you never know, right? Maybe there's like some big number that comes out and then pretty much we're done. All right, and what does we're done mean? Look, just to be honest, it might mean as well, look, this is the tough part, man. It could mean, friends, see, HEX was not meant to be up here. It could be this is the new range. And so when it goes risk on, it comes up here. And when it goes risk off, it might come back here, risk on, risk off. So effectively what you're doing is, look, if it goes down to a price of like 80 here, let's say actually went down to 90, friends, actually 90 again, which is actually what it touched. If it goes back to 180, you see this number of plus 100%, that's a 2x. That's a 2x on your pulse. So it's nice, but I mean, like, friends, if you're here in crypto to get that as leverage, you know, like, man, you're here for way more. Now, but here's the thing, man, here's the thing. It's safe. You can yield farm for it. You can stake it yourself. You know there's a community there supporting it. Even though it's bigger market cap and stuff, you know it's there. So there's a risk curve, right? So within Richard Hart ecosystem, there's a risk curve itself. I guess you could say, right, Pulse is the thickest liquidity. It's the lowest risk. And then as you venture out, you've got pulsex and pHEX. You're next to them. And then what's the next riskiest? Well, you might have Inc. Okay, Inc, the high flyer. And then probably the most risky is eHEX right after that. So what I've done is I've shown them to you right there. And what I've done is actually written it down here for you. So you start with Pulse, okay? And then we go to pulsex, pHEX, Inc, eHEX, okay? eHEX obviously relegated now to a lottery ticket. Remember, eHEX, Inc overtook eHEX pretty much, okay? And then after that, we move to Icosa, Hedron. Why? Because they're liquidity bonded as well as spiritually bonded. They expand on the ecosystem, very, very tied to the to HEX itself as well. So that's pretty much now. And then when you start to move out of that, then you have to start to have new things. Maybe you have the highest liquidity or highest market cap impulse chain. You know, I know it's very controversial, but I mean, hands down, means pDAI. I'm not joking. The next thing is pDAI after that. By the way, pDAI is bigger than eHEX in size. But if you want to go to the meme coin stuff, yeah, I know it's funny to say pDAI is like a blue chip within the altcoin ecosystem of that. But of course, they're all volatile. So you just got to think about, okay, if you're in pHEX, think about why you're in pHEX. I know why most people are in pHEX. They're bag holding from the last cycle, so they already have stakes, and it just feels safe. They're comfortable with the numbers. They're comfortable that HEX at one point was 50 cents. So they like thinking about it at $1. They like thinking about it at 20 cents again, at 30 cents. And that's enough. That's enough for people to keep in. That's why these things come back and retrace. So you get to see this move, right? I wonder what happens next, but don't have to jump the gun with anything. And now going back to the lovely market, friends. So the crypto markets right now, just as an overall theme, friends, after showing you everything, everyone's still waiting to see, you know, are there going to be more attacks, Israel, Iran, whatever, fake World War III event. We're going to need more for that to happen, okay? So we've got Bitcoin halvenings, war stuff. It's kind of funny how it's all of us just programmed all around the same time. And coincidentally, right, the Bitcoin halvening happens on April 20th, which is known as like in the 420, the marijuana weed type of like meme day that everybody talks about. Now, we're now going to have some fun now. This is actually hilarious, friends. So Ansem had a boxing match. Now, Ansem, friends, this is actually him in the boxing match. Okay, and he is really gassed out. It's kind of funny just to watch him, okay? So Ansem became a crypto main character. He actually came because he was cheering on Solana, and Solana was one of the chosen coins. Remember, I told you, friends, cycle 2 coins, man, your odds of returning to glory are really low. Look at this. How many other layer 1 chains from the past returned to glory and do a big pump? Just one, literally just one. Cycle 2 coins. Think about all the other coins. Nothing had glorious pumps or seasons at all. It was just Solana. And look at the other like 40 chains that are around. Nothing. Pretty much nothing. So you can see the odds of being a cycle 2 coin, right? It gets harder and harder to see. Now, obviously, Ansem picked right. He was in it, and you know he was also an early cheerer of Dog with Hat. Made like 500x, something huge in it. He's probably made like 30 to 40 or 50 million dollars printing in all of these, for all we know. Okay, we don't. But yeah, this is funny. As soon as he started fighting, okay, because he just gassed out. Okay, I'm not joking. They started selling off his coins. Okay, this was Dog with Hat. Now, Dog with Hat has recovered since then. Okay, but actually, no, it hasn't. It's gone down lower. It went down lower than this, friends. It went down to $2. That's crazy, okay? So these things went down even lower. That's nuts. I actually want to show you. So it was still sinking from that period of time, from that screenshot. It comes down. This was basically him. Isn't that crazy, man? What he is doing, like, it's just, this is nuts. Isn't that crazy? This happens. This is the funny part as well. They've also made a coin named after him called Ansem, and many other coins, and I'll show you it right now. So this is the Ansem coin. Have a look at the red, friends. Minus 78%. In an hour, it dropped 50%, 60% in an hour just to do these, right? Just to show you how brutalized these are. So it's funny, yeah. Because he was the main character, they made coins dedicated to him. They had Ansem's frog, Ansem's cat named Hobbs, Hobbes. They put Ansem's mom, Ansem's dad. They found his like Instagram or something, or like his pictures of his family. They made a coin of everything, made a coin dedicated to Ansem. And because of how he performed in the boxing ring straight away, right? The basically it's so funny. The comments are like, "Oh, Ansem was throwing pillows at the other guy," right? And it's just funny just watching him get nailed over and over and over again, and that's it. People start sending the coins. So you get to see, man, that crypto is a popularity contest. That's what it is. It's literally it's a popularity contest, pretty much for men, and there's women in here too. But it's, you know, finance and speculation. Remember, we're trading attention. We're trading attention, friends. Now, here's the funny part. You're thinking, wait a minute, but any attention's good attention, right? No, it's relative, okay? If you're a nobody and someone hates you, now you're somebody, the attention goes up. If everybody likes you and then something bad happens, it's perceived as negative. People sell, because people sell on emotions, friends. They sell based off how they feel about you. That's why, I mean, I'm not doing a coin, friends. Because, by the way, when everybody's in, some person will just go schizo and dump a coin representing you just because they're schizo, and people will think, oh, something bad happened. For example, let's say I had a coin one. Let's say, that's why I never do a coin. If I had a coin and like, hey, peak market cap euphoria, and at the top, friends, for some reason, you never know, I might literally forget. Or I'd just be like, you know what, guys, I'm just taking one day off. One day. I'm not going to upload a video. All right, just one day. People might just be like, that's it. It's over. Sell it down 40%, right? Something like that. Or someone else doesn't find me funny. You know what I mean? Or someone else doesn't like me. Or they find that I liked a comment that they don't approve of or whatever. You know, just something will catch on, and just people, that's it, we're schizo. So you just know, man, we all have currency, and we're all just allocating it based off how we feel. That's pretty much it. So that's why you get to see these things over time, friends, and how volatile it really is. Also, this picture just popped up on my Twitter feed. This is Ansem here with some girl here at some party, like it's time, need the mood tie. So you see what I mean? It's just, he's basically on a comeback. Ansem basically said, I've got to do a revenge one. He goes, I can't go out like that. I wasn't prepared for fighting. So, oh man, it's just crazy. This is bull market stuff. This is literally bull market stuff. Ansem fighting. You've lived through one of these comical things. You also saw it through BitBoy, right? These BitBoys, it's just crazy, man. This is what it is. This is how people's reactions fit. That's why I'm telling you, in euphoria, You can't think we have the best product ever, okay? You can't think we have the best product ever. No one will ever match us, okay? Someone will always become more cool, okay? Friends, you know how you have cycle 1 and cycle 2 coins that age, and cycle 3 coins, they get aged. They have people who become calcified. Their bones are brittle and fragile. Like XRP, man, just bag holding for so long, okay? That's the same thing with people's popularity, okay? When they're around for so long, there are people, okay, if they don't play it right, they don't play it perfect, which is really hard to do. What eventually happens is if you hit too many people, too much popularity and you peak, you have people who attach so many memories to you that eventually becomes stale. And they want to do something new. They want like a new flavor of ice cream. You know, they've been eating vanilla every single day. They want to try chocolate once here and there. And that's pretty much what happens. And people move on in these cycles. That's why actually you see Hollywood actors, a lot of famous people as well, they enter a severe depression after they peak. Music careers, Hollywood, because of dopamine, man, because they're just outside of the game. Same as sports stars as well, once they're finally out. And it's the same thing in crypto. This is literally a financial sport. It's in a casino called, you know, the blockchain. So having said all that, friends, we've already shown you, right? So going through, you know, you saw HEX go 40% off the low. We also have here pHEX, friends, hitting 4.01% of the supply buy and burn. Pretty nice, right? pHEX is the only coin, by the way, the haters have to buy, okay? That is the selling point of pHEX. It literally, and it's true, the only coin of Richard Hart where the haters have to buy it. And guess what? Once it gets listed on an exchange, the haters have to buy it because there'll be liquidity links with Bitcoin and Ethereum. When Bitcoin and Ethereum go volatile, they will have to hit like Pulse, the arbitrage bots, and then Pulse will be able to source liquidity from pHEX. And so it will all be linked and all of the volume will be moving in tandem and slowly chipping away at that offer. Isn't that nice to know in the background? But of course, I can't leave you empty-handed because I just want to show you these things going, working in real life, friends. So Icosa, Alex is still cooking in the background, the founder of Icosa. Remember, ICSA, you can also do Hedron if you want. They're both linked, right? So Icosa is just more scarce. It is what it is. Hedron is just more inflated out. That's why I like Icosa more, but I've got both of them. Okay, I like both of them. And Icosa's leverage on HEX. Much thinner liquidity. It's like, what? It's like 5 million liquidity. HEX is like 1 billion. You know what I mean? So it's much tinier. It's the expansion pack out there. But, you know, quickly I'll throw in this as well. This is the eHEX pHEX ratio. So, friends, just want to show you pHEX rallied 40% and nothing else moved. And that's all it could make on this eHEX pHEX ratio. Just this little thing. Okay, this little candle. Look how big the move was. You get to see, friends, that when I told you this is the eHEX pHEX ratio. So you might just see it, just do this for 3, 6, 9 months, and then eventually there's like some sort of eHEX run. So I have these arrows to show you that these things can go anywhere, but pretty much I can just delete them here for you because I was just doing it. We're just checking it out like a survey. Where do people expect these to land out? This ratio right now is 0.17, which means eHEX is 17% of pHEX's price. And friends, that's what you want, man. In a bull market, you want like more leverage, okay? And it's super, super thin liquidity. Now, let me show you Icosa. This is the Icosa USD chart. So if you zoom in, just to show, just see, like, so HEX did an 80% rally, okay? This did 180% pretty much. You see that? So HEX goes up. This went up like a 2x on HEX, okay? And you can actually look at the ratio just to identify this zone of what's happening. It doesn't mean it's going to continue forever, but you can see it right here. There you go. That's a 2x. See, plus 100%. So it used to be at a ratio at its ceiling, which is like, you know, around 50. The equivalent Steven is like 50. I think it's actually the higher, 55. So if it got back there one day, depends what Alex cooks up. If you could ever get back there one day, friends, it's a 4.2x multiplier on HEX. Huge. And you might have spikes up along the way. So it doesn't have to get there, friends. It doesn't have to get there like, but that's just huge, huge leverage if you want it. So pretty much what you're doing is you're saying, all right, I know Richard's going to pump HEX. He has to. He pretty much has to. He's got all the funds. I know he's going to pump it. He has to restore HEX and the market will probably naturally move it up as well. So you're wondering, okay, can I take advantage of something out there because HEX's liquidity stick? Yeah, this is a lottery ticket worth participating in personally. I mean, I've told you about it for like 6-7 months by now. So this is something just to keep on your radar out here. So yeah, there's nothing wrong. There are a lot of people, friends, let's say someone says, hey man, I want to buy pHEX. This is just me. Let's say I was putting 10 grand. I had to put it in pHEX, right? Me, what I'll do is I throw, you know what? Let me put in 8,000, so 80%. Let me put it in pHEX, 10% eHEX, 10% Icosa. You do that. So you got a barbell here. Because you know, if HEX goes down, they're all wrecked anyway. But if HEX goes up, okay, you have a barbell now. It's not a true barbell. It's just extra acute leverage, right? So you have an eHEX narrative play because it's thinner liquidity. And you also have the Icosa play. Isn't that nice? Really nice. So these are things you can design yourself, because we're in here doing the hard work, okay? We know Alex, we know that. People out there in crypto have no idea for it's not even listed on exchanges. So this is competitive edge and research that you just get to discover from being here and just doing the hard work. And there you go, friends. So make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.